Thank you, Doug. And like you said, active weather. Well, one of the areas now in cleanup mode after today's flooding is in Huntington.
Yeah, and that's where we find Anna Saunders live right now. And Anna, this was an area that was hit in 2022 by those devastating floods. How does this compare?
What I've heard from people and emergency officials is that this one wasn't as bad as the one in 2022, but still, like similar to that year, Four Pole Creek was the main culprit.
All you could hear is the water pouring in into the basement, and I could hear that from upstairs.
Though the water has gone down, Jared Turner's basement will look like this until he can pump it out, full of water. He lives along Enslow Boulevard, one of the areas hit hard with the flooding on Thursday. It was also one of the same areas that was hit 2.5 years ago with the 2022 Huntington flood.
Now that I know that it's not got into the first floor, we can deal with that. So it wasn't as bad as it was last time, but it was close.
Enslow Boulevard, Donald Avenue, and North Boulevard, just some of the areas hit with the high water in Huntington, all from Four Pole Creek. Turner says after spending more than $100,000 to clean up last time, seeing this happen again in less than 3 years is frustrating. 2.5
years ago, they called it the 100-year flood. So, I didn't expect this. And my parents bought the house in 1990. It has never come up, just barely even in the yard. And so to come up that quickly, in less than 20 minutes, it came from up over the road to where it was knee deep, and I'm out here trying to go over and help the neighbors out. So it's just frustrating.
Cabell County EMS Director Gordon Mary says their day started at 3 in the morning when the water began to rise to concerning levels. They issued a shelter in place for the Enslow Park area. He says, though there was never a need for water rescues, they spent the day doing welfare checks.
This is a military vehicle that the county acquired, the sheriff's department acquired, and we use it for these situations. It's capable of going through quite a bit of water, and what we did is we put firefighters in the back of it, swift water people, and we went into areas in Enslow Park to check on them.
Though frustrated to be going through the cleanup process again, Turner says he's mainly just glad no one was hurt.
I've learned what real adversity is, and this isn't going to break us.
Significant damage being reported to homes, to properties, to cars across Huntington, and we have learned that the city has declared a state of emergency. They do plan to bring in some of those cleanup kits tomorrow. Back to you all.
And I'm glad that they are going to be bringing in those cleanup kits, as you just mentioned, Anna. But what are other people seeing and saying in that area? I mean, you can just tell just the level of devastation just in his voice during that interview that you had.
I think really the word, and he said it as well, frustration. People are just feeling frustrated, kind of feeling that I can't believe that this is happening again. So that's really been the mood here today in Huntington. Live here in Huntington, Anna Saunders, Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much, Anna. And you know what, like she said, Gina, frustrating that it's happening again.
Yes, and today, Huntington Mayor Patrick Farrell holding a press briefing about both the flooding and the persistent issues of high water in the city over the years. Standing with agencies who responded, Farrell said the city has to do a better job of getting alerts out to people. He says they have to find second exits for some of the roads that are prone to flooding, and the city has to invest more into its stormwater infrastructure. Farrell notes the city's pumps and flood wall system is old, and while he is still figuring out exactly what failed in the system to contribute to this flooding, he did say something had to have failed to lead to this result today.
I cannot emphasize enough that fixing the flood wall will take millions upon millions upon millions of dollars of investment in order to get that up to a working order. It works now. It's a bear of a system. So it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of years to get it right.
The city is also keeping an eye on the rising levels of the Ohio River. It's anticipating having to activate 7 flood pump stations over the weekend.